Welcome back to another interesting tutorial about Photoshop tips and tricks. And in this video, I will show you how to use gradient pattern in Photoshop. Let me show you how. For instance, you have your Photoshop workspace like this, and the next thing we want to do here is to make sure we come down below right here, and we go ahead and create a new tab, we go ahead and create a new layer. Then having created a new layer, next thing we want to do here is to go ahead and we go to our toolbar right here. What we want to do, we can go ahead and select a rectangular tool. Then we can go ahead and draw any type of rectangular tool shape like this. Now, how do we make use of gradient pattern to create a kind of nice background with gradient pattern in Photoshop? So for that, you need to make sure you activate your contextual taskbar right here. That is only when you can have access to gradient pattern in Photoshop. However, if you are using Photoshop lesser than 2025, you may not have access to this particular gradient pattern. But if you are using Photoshop 2025 or 2026 or 2024, you should be able to see the gradient pattern tool right here. Okay, now, and in some cases, if you cannot find your contextual taskbar right here, you want to make sure you come to window right here, and then you have to make sure you come down below right here and make sure this is checked. This is your contextual taskbar. If I uncheck it, it disappears. Then I have to make sure I go back to window and then make sure check on my contextual taskbar. Now, once we click on our contextual taskbar, next thing we want to do is to make sure we click on fill right here. And the next thing we want to do is to navigate to our pattern right here. Then we have different pattern. Once you click on pattern, it automatically appear on the object. So you can switch from different pattern right here, and it gives you a kind of beautiful background. Then you can go on, click on here to expand more pattern right here. You have, once you select, it automatically effect. So if you want to check on real grass, just like so, then you have a real grass right here. So you can text on water options right there. This is water. So everything depends on what exactly you are looking for. You can see water reflection. Let's switch back to grass. Once you're satisfied with the result, so you can come to the scale right here. You can reduce the scale, you can increase the scale. Everything depends on what exactly you are looking for. Then you can also adjust the angle right here, just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the scale. So once you're satisfied, then you are done. You have a kind of gradient background in Photoshop. So you can decide to make this in a full right here. So you have it by default. So you can decide to increase the size. So it becomes a real vector, just like so in Photoshop. It's that simple. For more tutorial tips and tricks on how best to use your Photoshop, consider to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.